Okay, so I'm going to move through a little bit more core stability. And again, the key focus here is going to be using muscles actively to support the spine and to support the skeleton, but not wasting energy by activating muscles that you don't need to be activating. So I'm going to talk a fair amount, as usual, but we're going to move through sort of a tabletop and plank series. So shoulder stability, which I know I can use, especially since we're all sitting at desks. We don't have our ergonomic setups for our work programs anymore, and some of us aren't working out as much as we could be. So shoulder stability, core stability, don't waste energy. Here we go. Have a look down at your feet. Make sure all four corners of both feet are evenly weighted. All of your joints are unlocked. No dumping into that skeleton. So you're actively using all four corners of your feet. Inhale, raise your toes towards your face. Big open mouth exhale, let the toes fall. Close your eyes for a second and just feel all four corners of your feet evenly weighted. Your knees are unlocked. Your pubic bone is rocked up towards the belly button to the spine, and the rib cage is down towards the hips. Shoulders are nice and loose. Take it all the time in the world to make sure that you're not wasting any energy, and just with your eyes closed, move your awareness around your body a little bit, wiggle anything that's hanging on that doesn't need to be. A big open mouth exhale, let that energy go. Anything used up, any old boring energy that's stuck in your body, just breathe that out. Trees will use it. We're going to warm up the spine just a little bit before we bring it into stability factor. So reach down, press down, breathe up. Inhale all the way, top to bottom, side to side, front to back. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to bring your belly down onto your thighs and find that side to side sway, nice and loose. Inhaling as you grab each and opposite elbows, neck is nice and loose, big exhale. Really breathe into the back of the rib cage here. Fill the lungs wide, push the ribs wide. Release your arms, plant your hands on either side of your feet, step back to that downward dog. Inverted V shape. Wag your tail, walk your dog, wag your shoulders. Plant all four corners of your hands evenly weighted, just like we did with our feet. And then find stillness in that inverted V shape. Tie that string up to your tailbone, draw it way up to the sky as you exhale, chest towards the thighs, stretching into those shoulders. Find stillness for a couple of breaths. Knees and elbows active, all four corners of both hands evenly weighted. Inhale high up on the toes, tuck the pubic bone forward as you roll the spine to a high plank. If you'd like a little bit more on the lateral oblique, the core stability, make sure that your shoulders are nice and evenly weighted into those hands, but widen your feet. Drawing the muscle energy, you'll feel the muscles that wrap from your spine around your abdomen to your belly button. Tie that belly button tied up to the spine. Draw your feet all the way back together to touch. Relax your knees, uncurl your toes, come on down onto your chest. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale down. Inhale up to your tabletop. And just take a second to settle into your tabletop for a sec. We want your shoulders right over your elbows, right over your wrists, all four corners of your hand evenly weighted. So you're pressing down into that big knuckle joint on the big finger, the index finger, just as much as you are into the pad and the thumb and the pinky finger. Knees are at hip width distance apart, tops of the feet are down on the mat. Tie the belly button up to the spine, rock that pubic bone forward so you're nice and flat across the lower back. By rocking that pubic bone forward and the belly button up, you're keeping those lower back muscles active. Nice flat tabletop. We're going to play with some activation of muscle here. So you're going to root down evenly into all four corners of that left hand, just like we do in the balance exercise at the beginning of the flow. We're going to root down into that left arm. So your shoulder is active, your elbow is active. Active here, not locked out. Stay in that joint. Not locked into the skeleton. And you root it down through that left hand. And then you're going to transition the weight all the way down into that right foot and right knee. So your left hand and your right knee is taking the weight. As your left knee and right hand get light, extend them forward and back. Keep that pubic bone rocked forward, belly button to the spine, reaching, reaching, reaching with that right hand, reaching, reaching, reaching with that left heel. Bend the knee, reach back with the hand. Take a hold of that foot. Kicking back with the bum, the left leg. Keep that belly button to the spine. Gently release the pressure, no slingshots. Reach forward, kick back. Release the pressure, come down onto all fours. Find some clockwise motion. And then settle back into your tabletop. Make those little adjustments. Pubic bone forward, belly button in, sternum is down, shoulder blades are down and back along your ribs. Big exhale as you settle into all fours. And then begin to transition the weight to the right hand and the left knee. All four corners of that right hand pressing down. Shoulder is active, elbow is active and unlocked. Wrist is nice and evenly weighted because all four corners of your hand are taking the weight. Press, press, press. Pressing down into the left foot, the top of the left foot, the knee. Keeping that belly button tied to the spine to protect the lower back. Use all of those core muscles. And inhale, reaching forward with that left hand back with the right foot. So you should feel this. You should be pressing down into the hand, down into the leg, keeping that belly button tied to the spine. And do your best to keep the hips level with the ground. You don't want to open up too much. Bend the knee, reach back, grab the foot. Kick with that right leg. Kick, kick, kick. Tie that belly button up to the spine. Use the lower back. Pressing down into the hand. Gently release the pressure. No slingshots. Reaching forward, kicking back. Big inhale, reach forward, kick back. And exhale, release. Find some counterclockwise circles here. And then just settle back into a nice wide-kneed child's pose. So your knees are nice and wide, bum comes down, belly comes down. Let it all relax. I have my big toes touching here, so it's a bit more of a stretch on the lateral adductors for the legs. And it goes back to that seating posture that we were talking about in this seating video. I'm going to take a little bit of the weight into the hands, curl the spine, tucking the pubic bone forward, coming all the way up. So we have a nice stretch for the quads here. If this is really uncomfortable on your knees, take a block at whatever height you need. Move your knees to whatever angle you need. Wherever you can get a little bit of that stretch for the quads. Relax the shoulders. Good. So just another little bit of a core exercise here. Since we're doing the tabletop, since we've activated the core muscles, we're going to move through a bit of a plank series. If you have blocks, go ahead and use them. If you don't, you can repeat the same height however many times you like. Or use, if you have dumbbells, barbells at home, you could use those to support your hands to raise it up a couple of inches, and you'll see what I'm talking about in just a second. So come on up, back to your tabletop. And I'm going to move to the side just for a second to show you what I mean, but in a normal tabletop, shoulders over elbows over wrists, all four corners of your hands evenly weighted. Normally you'd have the tops of your feet down for stability. Rock the pubic bone up, belly button in. Here we're going to tuck your toes, raise your knees a couple of inches. And we're just going to stay there. Lower, untuck, child's pose, rest. And you can do that however many times you like. That's a nice little core exercise. We're going to rock back up to the tabletop, extend back into a high plank, root down evenly into the left wrist and hand, and you're going to raise that right arm and lower. Root down into the right hand, raise that left arm and lower. Come to your tabletop, back to your child's pose. Curl the spine, come all the way up, shoulders all the way up and all the way back. So I'm going to keep doing that. We're going to up the ante a little bit each time. So this time, we're going to use the blocks or the dumbbells at the lowest setting. And you want them at shoulder width distance because they're going to be just raising your hand height. So come into a regular tabletop, all four corners of both hands evenly weighted, tops of the feet down until you find your alignment, pressing down into all four corners. And then you're going to tuck your toes and raise your knees to the height of the blocks. Shoulders are down and back along your ribs, neck is nice and long, crown of the head pointing forward. You don't want to be arching your neck or letting it hang. Nice and long. And lower. And this time when you come back into child's pose, you're going to find this a bigger stretch for the shoulders. Just let that stretch happen. And come on up into your tabletop. Make sure shoulders are over wrists, or shoulders over elbows over wrists. All four corners of both hands evenly weighted, and step back to your high plank. Knees are unlocked, belly button is to the spine, pubic bone is rocked up, sternum is rocked down, and shoulder blades are evenly across the ribs. This time we're going to use the legs instead of the arms. We're going to keep the stability on the blocks. You're going to weight into all four corners of both hands and draw the left knee to the right elbow and kick it back straight. Left knee to nose, kick back straight. Left knee to elbow, kick it back straight, plant your foot. Right knee to left elbow, kick it back straight. Right knee to nose and straight. Right knee to elbow and straight. Neck is nice and long. Plant the foot, plant the knees, step back for your stretch. Now, one more level. There's actually two more levels. If you find your balance and your core strength is really good, you can bring it up to the third height. This is going to be more unstable. I don't recommend it, but if you really want to challenge yourself and you're not in my studio, you can do whatever you like in your own home. So again, you want these at shoulder width distance. You want all four corners of your hands evenly weighted. You may have a thumb and a forefinger on either side of the block. That's okay. What we want to do is, again, make sure your shoulders are over your elbows or over your wrists, coming into your tabletop position. Shoulder blades and down and back along the ribs. Neck is nice and long. Crown of the head is pointing forward. Weight your hands, tuck your toes, and raise your knees to the height of the blocks. Pubic bone is up, belly button is in. Sternum is engaged. Just a nice gentle warm up for those core muscles, getting your brain and your body used to the height of the blocks. Plant your knees. And allow yourself to sink back into this. Shoulder stretch is again going to be a little bit more dramatic the higher the blocks go. Inhale, curl the spine, get that nice curl stretch. Coming back into your tabletop. All four corners of your hands weighted. Shoulders over elbows, over wrists. Shoulder blades like wings down across the ribs. And you're going to step back to your high plank. Again, make sure your knees are unlocked, pubic bone up, belly button in, sternum down. Evenly weight both hands and left knee to right elbow. Straight. Left knee to nose. And straight. Left knee to right elbow, or left knee to left elbow. I'll figure it out. And down. Weight that left foot, right knee to right elbow, and straight. Right knee to nose, and straight. Right knee to left elbow, and straight. Plant the foot, plant the knees, child's pose. Really breathe into that stretch for the shoulders. Tuck the tailbone, curl the spine. Press down. Come on up to a downward dog. Look forward, walk forward. Forward fold, come into those gorilla stretches. Nice and loose for that space between the shoulder blades. Press down, tuck the tailbone, curl slowly all the way up. Shoulders all the way up and all the way back. Here again, you can sweep up, hands to heart center. Find those side to side twists, wringing out that warmed up spine. Right hip stays forward, left shoulder comes forward. Exhale through center. Big inhale here. Exhale to the left. Left hip stays forward, right shoulder does the turn. Inhale back through center. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Press down, curl up. Shoulders all the way up and all the way back. Wiggle it out. Well done. Come on back to Scorched Earth Winery anytime you like.